You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Valdaz-Lark versus Slater.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone.
Good day, Your Honor.
Ms. Valdaz-Lark, you claim your engagement to your fiancé, Mr. Slater, is on hold until you determine today if he cheated on you and fathered his ex's one-year-old daughter, Harmony.
Yes, Your Honor.
So there's a lot riding on today's results.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Pitts, you are that ex and are not only here today to prove paternity, but also want Mr. Slater's fiance to know that he is still attempting to have a sexual relationship with you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Slater, you say there's no way you are Harmony's father because you have not had sexual contact with Ms. Pitts in years.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Valdaz-Lark, I'll start with you. How did you find out Ms. Pitts was pregnant and claiming your fiance was the father?
Back in September 2012, I received a phone call from their 12-year-old daughter stating that Ms. Pitts would like to speak with me. So once I got the phone to speak with Ms. Pitts, she said, I'm not calling you to be messy. I need to speak with you on a matter. So I'm like, okay, go ahead. What's the matter? She was like, I'm pregnant by Robert. So I'm like,
that's a lie, Your Honor.
Wow.
That's a lie.
Well, I know it's not.
Actually, my 12-year-old daughter,
she called to ask to speak to her father.
With her father.
She called to speak to her father, and her father wasn't there, which I stated.
So at that moment, I said, well, let me speak to her.
She wanted to speak with me. So I was like, fine, put your mother on the phone. I will speak with her.
I had been trying to get in touch with Mr. Slater
to sign some
adoption papers.
I
could not get in touch with him.
Correct. So I was her last hope to get in contact with Mr. Slater. So, like I told her, I will call you back. Let me get in touch with him. So I called him to get him home so we can continue the conversation, because I wasn't going to continue the conversation without him being in there. Because he's a part of this incident or whatever it may be going on between them.
Your Honor, when I was having my baby, the adoption parents was at the hospital with me. I was finna to get my daughter up.
So, Ms. Pitts, you were considering adoption.
Yes, ma'am.
And you needed the father to sign off, be informed, etc. So you were making this call for that reason.
Yes, ma'am.
When you finally got him on the phone, did he accept he was the father? Did he believe at that time he was the father?
No, ma'am.
She didn't even get him on the phone. She got me. He wasn't there.
But at the time that he did,
she called me, she wasn't trying to be
when he
messy.
came home, and it wasn't on no messy tip. Like,
Why
would you even call me?
Hold on.
You had a way to contact
Ms. Valdaz-Lark, but you say you weren't going to have the conversation until you got him home and you were on speaker.
Right. So
did you get him home?
Immediately.
Did you guys get on the speaker?
Yes, we did.
And you called back?
Yes, I did.
Then what was the nature of the conversation?
She proceeded.
One at a time.
She proceeded to tell me what was going on, that they started back fooling around in May of 2012. So I'm like, why would you even start back messing with him when he already don't take care of the child that y'all already have together? So why would you, not only that, Your Honor, she have several other kids, maybe 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know how many there are.
Hold on, first of all,
I don't know how many there are. She just had a baby this year.
Yes, I did by my husband, Your Honor.
Okay, what I want to understand is, did he doubt paternity?
When I first told him, no, ma'am, he didn't say, well, that's not my baby, and he didn't say any of that.
But obviously you have Harmony, so you wanted to move forward with the adoption.
Yes, ma'am.
But you didn't.
No, ma'am.
Why did you ultimately not move forward?
When I first decided to get my child up for adoption, I was, like, my husband was in prison at that time. And I didn't want him to find out. But he came home earlier than I thought he would, so I had to wind up telling him. When I gave birth to my daughter, my sister was at the hospital with me also. My hand was on the dotted line. My aunt came in and told me that she wasn't gonna let me get my child up for adoption. At that moment, I called my husband and talked to him about it. And he told me he didn't want me to get my baby up. He was gonna be there for my daughter. And he has been there ever since I had her.
Now, Mr. Slater, you're mighty quiet over there.
I see
He's the main ingredient to this.
You get this call, and do you believe you're the father?
No.
You don't?
No, Your Honor.
Why?
Because I haven't had sex with her.
Oh, Lord.
So why would she say, if you haven't had sex with her at all, why would she just come up with your name like you the father?
Because
You
she
don't take care of
obsessed
my
with
child.
me.
Why would
Every
I not
relationship
get
I
my
be
baby
in,
on
she
you?
call and
Take care of
tell
my
them I got her
child. Why?
pregnant.
Hold on, I can't hear his testimony. You said what, sir?
I said, because she obsessed with me. Everyone I talk to, she call them and tell them that I got her pregnant.
Oh,
my
she's
God.
obsessed with you.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with you.
Mr. Slater, you say you have doubts as to whether or not you're the father of this child. You feel like you're not the father.
Yeah.
Why are you doubtful? Besides the fact you say you haven't had sex with her, are you aware she was in an intimate relationship with anybody else during that window of conception?
Yes, and she a slut.
I'm
Okay,
a slut.
let's be respectful.
You ain't saying that when you was just in my bed.
Let's
I don't want it, baby. You can have what you keep sleeping with if you don't want
Let's
him.
get some
I got everything me
order.
mine's need.
I can't tell. You still sleeping with him.
Jerome, please go stand between the two ladies. If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Ms. Valdaz-Lark, what happened when you found out Ms. Pitts was pregnant?
I told her come and get him and his stuff and get him out. He didn't want to go. I ain't going nowhere with that H. You said you'll be a fool to sit there believe anything she tell you right now. I
said the same
I don't know who
about her.
because both of
He
y'all
telling me the same thing to me.
I ain't didn't even try to
He
help
telling me
her
the same thing
out
about
and
her.
help him out. It's where it seems like I'm being the fool made of. But guess what? The day gonna determine it all.
Did you call off the engagement at that point? Or when did your
Yeah, I
engagement?
put it on pause then too, and then somehow I ended up
Let him say
pregnant.
they wasn't engaged, Your Honor.
I ended up pregnant. I just had a baby in 2014 by this guy.
And so once you found out you were pregnant, you decided to stay with Mr. Slater.
Try to pan everything out and work on things.
Okay.
So he went and got the rings, which I have proof that there was rings. I pawned them.
So you pawned your engagement ring.
Yes, Your Honor.
And it was only after you decided you were pregnant, you said, all right, I'm gonna stay with him and see if we can work this
Try
thing
to
out
work
because I'm
things
pregnant.
out, right.
No, Your Honor, that ain't why she pawned the ring. Somebody I used to talk to in the past had sent a text message to my phone. And
No,
she
somebody
seen it
didn't
and
send him
called
no
them
text
back,
message. It
and
was
this is
somebody
why
he started
the ring
texting.
gone.
Another one of his exes, he always digging up his past.
Okay, and that's
he
how
won't
he
never
do. He
move
gonna
on
keep
to the
on
future,
rocking,
try to
never
do something
change.
bigger and
He will
better.
never
He love to
change.
dig up the old instead of going to get something new.
So why you will?
All right, Ms. Valdaz-Lark.
I ain't had to give me no
If you
play
felt
real no
like,
well.
Yes, Your
if
Honor.
you felt like he cheated in this instance, did you believe he cheated with Miss Pitts as well and the baby could possibly be his?
It's a great possibility.
Okay.
Because what woman in their right mind would just concoct some kind of story and call somebody with some
He
old
don't do
bogus
nothing
story
for my baby.
if it wasn't
Why would I keep
true.
on putting my baby on him? He don't do nothing for her. Look at my child. My child looks just like him.
She's a beautiful baby. I got
She's
to give
just
you
like
that.
him.
I just told him back there that she
No, the
looks
baby
like
look like her mama.
That baby don't look nothing like me, Robert.
When she was
Mr.
first
Slater.
born, Your Honor, Miss Pitts sent me a text message, a picture of the baby
She
to my
asked for
phone.
it.
I asked for her for a picture of the baby. She sent it to me, and I was so grateful that she sent it to me because when I got the picture, I told him the baby resembled his mother. He still denied. Even his sister now, you crazy? You think that baby look like our mom? That baby
I
don't
just
look
talked
like
to his
our
sister
mom.
last night, Your Honor. His
But she
sister
say that all the time. Every baby she see, she say, oh, that baby look like your mama.
Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. You know,
I'm just going by what
I'm
was
getting a
told to
little
me.
annoyed because the truth is, we're talking about everything
But except
else
for that child right there.
but harmony and
That child.
how in the world we got to the point
That's why we're here today.
that
Your Honor.
her paternity is at issue. After you told him you were pregnant, you say he didn't buy in, he didn't believe it was his. Did he help you at all throughout this entire pregnancy, anything?
No, ma'am.
Who was there for you?
My sister has been there for me since day one. She was trying to get me to change my mind about giving my daughter up for adoption.
And so obviously when she was born, there was no relation because you had to track him down to deal with the adoption stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you opted not to put her up for adoption.
Yes, ma'am. After I had my
And
daughter.
now, since that time, she's how old now?
She's one.
An entire year. Has Mr. Slater been in her life?
No, ma'am, he's been to my house and seen my child.
She lying, Your Honor. I haven't seen her.
Okay.
I seen a picture on the phone.
Oh my God.
So you've never seen this baby in person?
Barbara, you need to stop lying because it don't make no sense.
Ms. Valdaz-Lark, do you know whether or not he's seen the baby in person?
I don't know.
You have no idea.
I don't know.
Your Honor, I go pick Mr. Slater up.
You go pick him up?
Yes, ma'am.
From where?
How she pick me up and I be with Sakina?
Your Honor, he's a lie. You can't, I mean, she want to believe
She a lie, Your Honor. You can't believe
I ain't
nothing
believing
she
nobody
say.
right now, y'all.
Your Honor,
I'm believing
lying.
only me.
Oh,
Me,
Lord.
myself, and I is all I have to believe in right now today.
I'm sorry, Ms.
I
Valdaz-Lark.
am not believing neither one of them. Only somebody I'm believing is me. Me, myself, and I. That's all I got.
That's all
She
you
lied
can.
too. You can't believe
That's all you
her.
can do.
I take
All
a
right,
lot of
so
things
the
to take
bottom
if that's the
line
case.
is
Your Honor.
everybody's a lie. But the problem
much.
is the baby's not a lie.
No, she's not, because she's here. She's here.
She's here.
She's here.
And Your Honor.
So you all
She
running
didn't ask to
around
be
here. Everything, she a lie, he a lie, he a lie,
Your
she a
Honor.
lie. You just sound ridiculous. Like you all just, this is ridiculous. So, Mr. Slater, now you say you've never slept with Miss Pitts in years.
Yeah,
And that's
you're
why
right,
this
Your
baby
Honor.
cannot be yours, because you have never, ever slept with her in recent past.
You're right, Your Honor.
How long has it been since you slept with Miss Pitts?
I can't remember.
Look at me in my face when you testifying, because you know what? Liars
Hey, look
around when they're talking. I'm right here. How long has it been since you slept with Miss Pitts?
I can't remember, Your Honor.
Has it been 6 months?
No longer than that.
A year?
Your Honor,
Longer than that.
Longer than that?
he can't even say that because his oldest daughter told him to his face in my presence that he was at his mother, in her mother's house.
She ain't tell you
What?
that.
She stood to his face in front of me and told him, Daddy, yes, you did come to my mama's house picking up my
No,
mama's
she ain't
truck
stood in
at
my
my
face. I wouldn't
cousin's
even
birthday
that when
party.
she told you that. I wouldn't even mad at the house
When
when
Miss
she
Pitts
told
called
her
me and
that.
told me she was pregnant when we had Khalil for Thanksgiving within that same year.
She was just there questioning her child.
She know when she saw her daddy, because back in June, she called him, back in June of 2012, she called him and asked, was he gonna spend the night? And I'm like, why would she do that if you ain't been there? Why would she do it if
You know,
you ain't
the
been there?
irony of all of this is you two women have been fighting all day, but you
I'm not
actually
fighting
on the
with her.
same
I don't
side
have
of
no
the
problem with
I
her.
didn't have no
She's the
problem with
liar.
her. He's the
She
issue.
is the liar.
He's the issue.
She's a liar, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, I have
You can't
8
believe
kids, Your
that
Honor.
kid.
I pay my own rent, my own business, no Section 8, no projects, none of that. I don't call them asking them for anything for my kids. Nothing.
If Mr. Slater is her biological father, then where do you go from here? What do you want her to at least be able to know who her biological father is?
No, ma'am.
But what if she wants to know?
Well, she would make the decision when she turns 18.
That's crazy.
No, it's not, Your Honor. For the simple fact, Robert, he's still not going to step up. Like, she really doesn't know him. I know him. I've been knowing him since I was 11 years old, Your Honor. I done been through women, arguing with women
Your
about
Honor,
Robert.
she lying. I didn't know her when she was 14 years old. I did not know her when she was 11 years old.
You know what,
lied.
Mr. Slater, let me just say this. Every
I don't have
time
no
somebody
reason to lie.
testifies to something in this courtroom, the first thing out your mouth is she's a lie. Now, I'm starting to believe you the lie. Now, you're going to have to come up with some testimony in here that makes some sense.
That is
Because
what
every
you said.
time I turn around and ask you a question, you can't recall. But every time they make a statement, they a lie.
They can't recall.
So you
either.
sit here for a second and think about what you know and what you can offer in terms of testimony. Besides, she's a lie, because I've heard that already. Ms. Valdaz-Lark, do you want to be with him?
And to this point right now, I don't even know. Honestly, I really don't even know, because he cheated on me before. He slept with Mrs. Pitt. He probably slept with somebody else in between her. I don't know what this
You
guy
need to
be
tell
out
her who
here
you
doing.
slept with.
Who I
And
slept
so-
with.
Well, that's irrelevant because she's not here saying she doesn't know who the father of her child is.
No, because I know the father of mine.
So now listen.
Well, he must have,
Ms.
because he was denying your
Valdaz-Lark,
baby too.
How will the
That ain't got
results
nothing to do with what
today
he did.
impact your relationship with Mr. Slater?
Right about now, I can't even say. If she's his, he getting his walking papers.
Good.
He's already pre-packed.
Pre-packed.
Yes. Yes.
Got it. So if the results indicate he is the father,
It's bye.
okay.
It's bye-bye for a month, and then he back at home.
He ain't never been gone for no.
All right, well, you know what? I think
Right.
it's time for the
Back at
results.
home.
Jerome, will you just keep giving me the envelope? These results will determine whether, in fact, Mr. Slater has had a sexual relationship with Ms. Pitts within the last year, and whether he's bye. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Valdaz-Lark versus Pitts Slater, when it comes to 1-year-old Primrose Harmony Pitts, Mr. Slater, you are her father.
Keep on lying. Now play with it. Go on, marry if I don't get it. Go on, marry him. Now play with it. Play with it. He knew that. That's why he smelled
Now
it,
that
'cause
you
he knew
found
it.
out you have this beautiful little girl, what are you gonna do?
Take care of her.
You need to get serious. How old are you? 30 years
30.
old?
30.
That's too old to be up in here clowning. This energy I'm getting from you, it's very off-putting. It's disappointing, to be honest. You know, I could have flown off the handle because, quite frankly, you've really made me angry today. But a man like you, that doesn't work on a guy like you because you're so cavalier, you really don't care about nothing. But listen, look me in the eye and tell this court you plan to take care of those kids.
I plan to take care of my kid.
Good. And I'm gonna hold you to it. With that said, court is adjourned.
When I heard the results, like, I already knew what they were gonna be. I'm hoping he step up by at least coming to get him, taking care of him, and just doing what he's supposed to do as a man.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Ask you to leave my house, Robert. Bye.